Hey y'all, what's up? It's Ashlyn here. Sorry that this angle's kind of crappy. I don't really... Well, I guess I could put you guys here. But then you don't even get a better angle again. Whatever. Anyway, I can tell you guys we're still on our journey through the bookshelves. However, the bookshelves now look like this. So if you can see, there's books in there. This whole stack right here, though, right here, minus my yogurt, ignore the yogurt. But all these books right here, I still have to go through. We've gotten rid of quite a few books so far. I'll do an entire book unhaul once we get through all of these books. We're doing decent. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's 11, almost a dozen books already off the shelves. So that's pretty good. I didn't think we would have that little of a number, but we do. But anyway, I have for you 4 books right here. We might be able to do more than that. It just depends because once this phone alarm goes off, I have to go and get ready for work because it means I have 15 minutes until I have to leave for work. Don't mind the pudginess. I'm really bloated. I think I'm having like some type of like medical issue. I'm not sure. I apologize for not doing this the last couple days. I've just been so tired. I am now closing a gas station. So, being there from 2 to close, which is like 2 to 10, 2 to 11, and then having to walk home afterwards, it gets really tiring. I'm not going to lie. So anyway, I'm rambling. So I think this is 5 pages of a chapter, 6 pages of a chapter, 8 pages of a chapter, and 9 pages of a chapter, if I did that correctly. Not 100% sure, but let's go ahead and get into the first one. Give me 1 second to get my copy all the way over on the other side of the room. That's my good thing. By the way, it's 12:30, so if you guys were wondering. Oh, and this is the mug for the day. I don't know if you can see it, but it says Boss Babe. So it's a bigger mug too. Alright, so the first book I have for you is The Song Is Not For You by Laura Nowlin. So it looks like this. It says, Ramona fell for Sam the moment she met him. It was like she had known him forever. He's one of the few contestants and constants in her life, and their friendship is just too important to risk for a kiss, though she really wants to kiss him. Sam loves Ramona, but he would never expect her to feel the same way. She's too quirky and cool for someone like him. Still, they complement each other perfectly, both as best friends and as a band. Then they meet Tom. Tom makes music too, and he's just what the band's been missing. The three quickly become inseparable. The only problem is that Ramona can't deny her chemistry with Tom, and she still has feelings for Sam. How can she be true to herself without breaking up the band? This already sounds like crap. Just saying. Sounds like, blah, blah, blah. Alright. Ramona. Have you ever met someone and you could feel that they were going to be important to you? It's like you never knew it, but you've been waiting your whole life to meet this person, and you recognize him with the same ease that you recognize your reflection. That happened to me once. When Sam told me his name, I laughed. It was like I should have already known. It was like he was already my Sam. Sorry, I said. I'm not laughing at you. What are you laughing at? He asked. We were standing on the stairwell outside the music department. Some guy knocked into his shoulder, but Sam didn't react. When Sam is interested in something, it's like the whole rest of the world has ceased to exist. Oh, gosh. It's just, I feel like I should have already known that. You look like a Sam. Does that make sense? I asked. No, Sam said, and he gave me my first crooked smile. We were both freshmen, and it was the first day of school. I'm Ramona, I said. That makes sense, he said. I said that, Sam asked. He frowns at his guitar. He's replacing the B string, so I only have about 1/8 of his attention right now. Yeah, it was like we already knew each other's names or something. And then quieter, because I'm not sure if I want him to hear or not, or felt each other's names. Sam continues to frown at his guitar. I drum an impatient 6/8 beat on the garage floor. Hurry up, I say. Nanami is waiting for us. Nanami is our band's biggest and only fan. Whenever we post a new video on our webpage, she comments immediately the next day. Someday, when April in the Rain is super famous, we're going to go to Japan on tour and meet her in person, and she will be thrilled. Anyway, I move my drumming off the floor and onto Sam's sneaker. He doesn't react. So are we skipping band practice tomorrow? I ask. Why would we? He finally looks up at me, and when I see his eyes, I feel a familiar flutter in my chest. Sam has brown, sleepy eyes fringed with long black lashes. 'Cause we're going to Erebus tomorrow. Did you forget? No, but I don't see why we should skip practice. If anything, it should make us want to practice more. For years, Sam and I have dreamed of escaping St. Joseph's Prep for the campus of Erebus College of Music and Arts. In case you don't know, high school sucks. Our high school especially, because it's full of rich kids, and the only thing worse than a poser is a poser with money. Sam and I don't hang out much with anybody else. We're finally about to start our senior year. Summer is almost over, but first we have the admission evaluation tomorrow. School will start, and before we know it, we'll be applying for admission over winter break. The end is in sight. Almost done, he says. I speed up my drumming on his foot. Ow, okay, I'm done. Jeez, woman. Serenity, get your tail out of the picture. What are you doing? She's so sweet. You know, you love me, I say. Yeah, he says, but he gives me that crooked smile, and I know it's true. I just wish it were a different sort of love. It only took 2 days of being friends with Sam for us to start our band. In a month, he was the best friend I'd ever had. After a month and a half, I knew I was crushing on him hard, but I figured I'd get over it. I wasn't going to put the band at risk just because I was having girly feelings. By the time April in the Rain was a year old, I had to admit that I was in love with Sam. We were sophomores. We put up our website, and we told our asinine classmates 100 times that no, we weren't dating. Up in Sam's room, we post this week's video. Yesterday, Sam came up with a killer riff, and today we played it in a bunch of different tempos, so I got to do some pretty cool tricks on my kit. Nanami is going to love it. We need to keep practicing this one. I wish we had just one more person to fill it out, maybe to do a little vocal work. Sam is always saying this, but I don't think that lightning will strike us again. We were lucky enough to find each other. I don't like it. I'm going to be honest with you. It seems too cliche, and then you're going to add Tom into the mix, so it's going to be like, who does she choose? Is she going to choose anybody type deal? So that's a no for me. Sorry, guys. If you like it, I apologize, but it's not my favorite. Alright, next, I'm not going to lie. I'm not looking forward to this one at all. This is from the author of We Were Liars. And I still have to check out Family of Liars. But this is E. Lockhart's Genuine Fraud. I picked this up from Walmart. It says, have you ever wanted to be someone else? Imogen lives at the Playa Grande Resort in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. She spends her days working out in the hotel gym and telling other guests about how she was forced out of Stanford. But Imogen isn't really Imogen. She's Jewel, and she's on the run from something or someone. Which means, where is the real Imogen? Rewind. Julie and Imogen are the closest of friends, obsessed with each other. Even Imogen is an orphan on Eris. She and Jewel spent a summer together in a house on Martha's Vineyard, sharing secrets they never revealed to another soul. But that was months ago. Where is Emmy now, and why is Julie using her name? So, I mean, it sounds good, but let's just hope the storyline's not boring like We Were Liars. Begin here. It says 18. What? Hold on. 18. What the heck? 14. Oh, this is going to irritate me, guys. I don't know if this 18 is in the top. Third week in June 2017, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. It was a bloody great hotel. The minibar in Jules' room stocked potato chips and 4 different chocolate bars. The bathtub had bubble jets. There was an endless supply of fat towels and liquid gardenia soap in the lobby. An elderly gentleman played Gershwin on a grand piano at 4 each afternoon. You could get hot clay skin treatments if you didn't mind strangers touching you. Jules' skin smelled like chlorine all day. The Playa Grande Resort in Baja had white curtains, white tile, white carpets, and explosions of lush white flowers. The staff members were nurse-like in their white cotton garments. Jewel had been alone at the hotel for nearly 4 weeks now. She was 18 years old. This morning she was running in the Playa Grande gym. She wore custom sea green shoes with navy laces. She ran without music. She had been doing intervals for nearly an hour when a woman stepped onto the treadmill next to hers. This woman was younger than 30. Her black hair was in a tight ponytail slicked with hairspray. She had big arms and a solid torso, light brown skin, and a dusting of powdery blush on her cheeks. Her shoes were down at the heels and spattered with old mud. No one else was in the gym. And Joel slowed to a walk, figuring to leave in a minute. She liked privacy, and she was pretty much done anyway. You training? The woman asked. She gestured at Joel's digital readout. Like for a marathon or something? The accent was Mexican-American. She was probably a New Yorker raised in a Spanish-speaking neighborhood. I ran track in secondary school, that's all. Joel's own speech was clipped with the British call BBC English. The woman gave her a penetrating look. I like your accent. Where are you from? London, St. John's Wood. New York, the woman pointed to herself. Joel stepped off the treadmill to stretch her quads. I'm here alone, the woman confided after a moment. Got in last night. I booked this hotel at the last minute. You been here long? It's never long enough, said Joel, at a place like this. So what do you recommend? At the Playa Grande. Joel didn't often talk to other hotel guests, but she saw no harm in answering. Go on the snorkel tour. I saw a bloody huge moray eel. No kidding? An eel? The guy tempted it with fish guts he had in a plastic milk jug. The eel swam out from the rocks. It must have been 8 feet long, bright green. I don't like eels. You could skip it if you scare easy. The woman laughed. How's the food? I didn't eat yet. You get the chocolate cake. For breakfast? Oh, yeah. They'll bring it to you special if you ask. Good to know. You traveling alone? Listen, I'm gonna jet. Cheerio. She headed for the door. My dad's crazy sick, the woman said, talking to Joel's back. I've been looking after him for a long time. Stab of sympathy, Joel stopped and turned. Every morning and every night after work, I'm with him. Now he's finally stable, and I wanted to get away so badly I didn't think about the price tag. I'm blowing a lot of cash here I shouldn't blow. What's your father got? MS, multiple sclerosis, and dementia. He used to be the head of our family, very macho, strong in all his opinions. Now he's a twisted body in a bed. He doesn't even know where he is half the time. He's, like, asking me if I'm the waitress. Damn. I'm scared I'm going to lose him, and I hate being with him, both at the same time. And when he's dead and I'm an orphan, I know I'm going to be sorry I took this trip away from him. Do you know? The woman stopped running and put her feet on either side of the treadmill. She wiped her eyes with the back of her hand. Sorry, too much information. It's okay. You go on. Go shower or whatever. Maybe I'll see you around later. The woman pushed up the arms of her long-sleeve shirt and turned to the digital readout of her treadmill. A scar wound wound down her right forearm, jagged like from a knife, not clean like from an operation. There was a story there. Listen, do you like to play trivia? Jill asked against her better judgment. A smile, white but crooked teeth. I'm excellent at trivia, actually. They run it every other night in the lounge downstairs. It's pretty much rubbish. You want to go? What kind of rubbish? Good rubbish. Silly and loud. Okay, yeah, all right. Good, we'll kill it. You'll be glad you took a vacation. I'm shown on superhero spy movies, YouTubers, fitness, money, makeup, and Victorian writers. What about you? Victorian writers? Like Dickens? Yeah, whatever. I love Dickens. Get out. I do. I'm good on Dickens, cooking, current events, politics. Let's see. Oh, and cats. All right, then. It starts at 8 o'clock in that lounge off the main lobby, the bar with sofas. 8 o'clock. You're on. The woman walked over and extended her hand. What's your name again? I'm Noah. Jewel shook it. I didn't tell you my name, she said, but it's Imogen. Okay. It sounds a little good, okay? So we're going to keep it. It might actually go to work with us tonight. Alright, next we have Who Is He to You by Monique D. Mensa. And it looks like this. There's, like, not really a backstory to this, so it's from 2009. I'm not doing the acknowledgments. I never read the acknowledgments. I don't know about you guys, but I never do. Do you guys see this little cute fur ball? Look at her. Just plopped on a pillow and said, I stay here now. Alright, chapter 1, Simone. He was coming. Simone knew he was coming. She could feel it in the air. It was colder, thinner. The atmosphere was pitch black, darker than dark. Everything was always more extreme, more heightened when he was coming. The tree branches scratched at the windows from outside. The wind whistled a chilling tune, and fat raindrops plopped on the windowsill. It was a soundtrack of her trepidation. She was alone, surrounded by nothing but the dark shadows that engulfed her as she floated in the darkness of the starless midnight air. But she knew that she would not be alone much longer because he was on his way. She knew because she could feel the fear breaking through from inside of her. She could feel her heart pounding, fighting relentlessly as if struggling for freedom from the imprisonment of her chest. The pounding was getting louder, so loud that she knew he too would hear it soon. If the lights were on, she was certain she would have been able to see her heart throbbing in and out, back and forth, trying to escape, faster and louder. Her heart was about to explode. Oh my god, am I dying? Am I having a heart attack? Yeah, that's it. I'm dying of a heart attack. I don't like the font, by the way. It hurts my wrist too. Oh god, please take me before he gets here. He's coming. Lord, please take me now. I want to die. She wanted to escape that place and become a beautiful angel bearing brilliant white wings and long flowing hair. She would have wings so massive, fluffy, and white that she would be God's favorite angel. She would dance in the clouds and slide down the rainbows, laughing and playing with angelic benevolence. It would be just like a fairy tale. She was certain the Lord would finally answer her prayer that night. He would not let her down. He couldn't, not again. She could still feel her heart pounding, but she refused to move or make a sound. She just closed her eyes tightly, squeezing them shut as hard as she could. I know that in a minute I'll be gone. Any minute now. I'll be up in heaven, smiling and dancing with the angels. The pounding will stop and he won't be there. He will never come again. She allowed a flush of serene calm and happiness to overcome her. Any minute now. Hey, baby girl. He's here. Why is he here? Why am I still here? Lord, I asked you to take me up to heaven. I asked you to take me from this place. Why won't you save me from him? Why would you leave me here to suffer? Don't you love me? Don't you want me to be happy? I've been good. I do my homework every day after school. I do everything my mother tells me to do. I make sure my clothes are neat and clean. I get straight A's. I brush my teeth every morning and night before I go to bed. I pray every night and go to Sunday school every Sunday. I do everything I'm supposed to do. And you just left me here. I've asked you every night to save me, to take me to heaven. Why won't you answer my prayers? Are you sleeping? Simone refused to move or open her eyes, but her heart was still pounding. She was certain he could hear it. He knew she was awake, petrified with dread. She could hear his breathing. It was louder than the pounding of her hammering heart. His breathing was heavy, as if delivered from exhaustion. With every inhalation, she could imagine him sucking the breath right out of her lungs, leaving her to die a slow death of suffocation. He was staring at her. His eyes were piercing her through the night. He could see her through the darkness, right through her purple fleece blanket. The blanket kept her covered and did the best it could to shield her from his eyes, but she knew it wasn't working. She suddenly flinched at his cold presence, snapped her back to a brutal reality. She was no longer floating in the midnight sky. She was at home, in bed, eyes still shut tight, heart still pounding uncontrollably and wishing she were dead. He knew she wasn't sleeping. He knew she had been up all night, fearing that he would come and praying that he didn't. He knew that she hated him and he hated himself. He told her the night before last. He hated himself for loving her and craving her the way that he did. He wanted to take her every night, and he tried to fight it, but his desire was just too strong to control. The nights that he did not come were the times that he was able to win the battle with himself. Those nights were becoming sparse. He would often talk to her about when she was a baby. He remembered holding her when she was just a few months old and looking down at her wiggling in his arms. Oh, I know. I already know where this is going. I cannot. It is about a father that molests his daughter. Nope, and nope. Y'all, sorry. I cannot read books about rape or molestation, especially family or friends of family. I think it was called The Way I Used to Be or something like that, as a leaf on the cover of the book or something. Or no, it's flowers on the cover of the book. And I cannot read it. And one second. Okay. I'm alright. The greatest zombie movie ever by Jeff Strand. Looks like this. Why? Every time After producing 3 horror movies that went mostly ignored on YouTube, Justin and his filmmaking buddies decide it's time they create something noteworthy, something epic. They're going to film the greatest zombie movie ever. They may not have money or a script, but they have passion, and after a rash text message, they also have the beautiful Alicia Houts, Justin's crush, as the lead. With only 1 month to complete their movie, a script that can't possibly get worse, and the hopes and dreams of Alicia on the line, Justin is feeling the pressure, and to that, a cast of uncooperative extras and incompetent production assistants, and Justin must face the sad, sad truth. He may actually be producing the worst zombie movie ever. So, I'm not a big zombie movie person, but, it says, warning. This book is about zombies. If your immediate reaction is books about zombies are evil, somebody hand me a bucket of lighter fluid so we can torch this sucker, then this is probably not the book for you. That's fine. There are plenty of other books available for your reading enjoyment. In fact, Source Books, the publisher of the novel that you were just talking about setting on fire, has a wide selection of non-zombie books, and I can pretty much guarantee that you'll find something that interests you. Thank you for reading this far. Perhaps we'll reconnect on a future novel. Okay, they're gone. No, don't judge them. It's not their fault. Anyway, now it's time for the even more important warning. This is not a book about real zombies. I don't mean real as in, zombies exist. I mean that the characters in this novel do not actually encounter the living dead. It's about kids making a zombie movie. I'm including this warning because I don't want you to start reading the book and think that it's about filmmakers who are going to use their zombie knowledge later when the real zombies attack. And then when you realize that's not going to happen, you scream in rage and fling the book, or the electronic device upon which you're reading it, across the room, hitting an innocent gerbil. Gerbils don't deserve this. Is this a handy how-to guide for aspiring filmmakers? I don't know. I certainly wouldn't use it as one, but that might just be me. It is an inspiring tale about following your dreams, even when the odds are against you. I'm reluctant to use the word inspiring for reasons that will become abundantly clear as you read this, but you know what? I'm going to say yes on that one. So if you're mad that it doesn't have real zombies, you can stop breaking things long enough to appreciate the parts about following your dreams. What it definitely is, and you've probably figured this out by now, is an extremely goofy comedy. Some people will even call it a stupid comedy. That book was so dumb, they'll say, throwing their iPad into the trash. Good, let them say it. No need for you to define my honor. It's enough to know that you appreciate ridiculous literature. To recap, zombies, but not real zombies. Silly jokes. I hope you enjoy it, and you will because you're cool. Thank you for reading. Chapter 1. The vampire whose fangs were too big for his mouth turned to the camera and hissed. Don't look at the camera, said Justin Howell, the director. I keep poking my lip on these things, said Harold, and he spit the plastic fangs out onto the ground. He hadn't been a very frightening example of the undead before, and he was even less scary with no fangs and a thick line of drool running down his chin. Cut! Come on, Harold, stay in character. We're 3 hours behind schedule. I don't care. I hate this. You promised that I'd get all the girls I wanted, so where are all the girls I want? Justin let out his 39th exasperated sigh of the night. The movie has to come out first. It's not even a real movie. Justin bristled. It was a full-body bristle, head to toe, which he hadn't even realized was physically possible. Bobby, who handled sound recording, and Gabe, who handled everything else, both stepped back a couple of feet. Neither of them truly believed that they were about to witness a murder, but they wanted to get out of the splash zone just in case. Had this been one of Justin's movies, he would have very slowly lowered his camera, stared directly into Harold's eyes with a steely gaze, and then after an extremely dramatic pause, asked, "What did you just say?" His actual response, delivered in a squeakier voice than he would have allowed from his actors, was, "Huh? I said it's not a real movie." Harold started to wipe the fake blood off his mouth. It didn't come off, and it probably wouldn't for several days. Justin had planned to feel guilty about this later, but now he wouldn't bother. Nobody's ever going to see it. You probably won't even finish it. I finished my last 3 movies. I got hundreds of hits on YouTube. That statement was technically accurate, though it was the lowest possible number of hits you could get and still use 100 in its plural form. The only comment anybody posted about his latest film had been, "This 12-year-old filmmaker sort of shows promise," which really frustrated Justin because he was 15. Harold shrugged. "This is a waste of time. I've got better things to do on a Friday night." "Nobody ever said this was going to be easy," said Justin, he had indeed said that it was going to be easy when he had lured Harold into the role. "You can quit now, but what are you going to think about your decision 10 years from now?" "I'm going to think, wow, it sure is nice to be such a well-paid dentist." Harold walked off the set. It wasn't an actual set, but rather a small park near Justin's home where they were filming without a permit. Justin knew he would shout something after his ex-actor, something vicious, something devastating. He thought about shouting, "You'll never work in this town again." But no, it had to be something that Harold would consider a bad thing. Fine, but when we record the audio commentary track for the Blu-ray, I'm going to talk about how you abandoned us and how much happier everybody was with the new actor who took your role, and how we all agreed that he should have been cast in the first place, and how he had so many girlfriends that he couldn't even keep track of them, and how they all found out about one another, and he had a great big awesome cat fight in his front yard. And I'll pronounce your name wrong. Harold continued walking, apparently not heartbroken. Justin wished he could afford a second camera so that he could smash this one in a rage. An entire evening's worth of shooting wasted. Maybe this is for the best. We all know he was miscast. You're the one who cast him. Just so we could use his swimming pool. We lost the swimming pool. That's our climax. We can write around this, said Gabe. He stroked his mustache, which could only be seen in direct sunlight, and thought for a moment, what if the vampire can transform at will? We could get a different actor and still keep all of Harold's scenes. In fact, we could get lots of different actors. We could just replace that person every time somebody quit. A different vampire in each scene. Think about it. That won't scare audiences. What do you mean? If you were sitting next to somebody and all of a sudden they turn into a completely different person, you'd freak out. You'd be like, whoa, what happened? That's not how nature works. If you transformed into Bobby right now, I wouldn't even try to be brave about it. I'd just wet myself and run. Can I lower the boom mic now? There's no sense of menace if the vampire is played by 18 different people. Harold had no menace. He could be strangling a koala bear and he wouldn't seem menacing. Then why didn't you say something sooner? I did, that one time, and then that other one time. When he tripped during the first take, I said it 3 different times. Justin sighed. It was a resigned sigh rather than an exasperated one, so it wasn't part of the official tally. You're right. You're always right. Let's call it quits for the night and go to Monkey Burger. I don't like it. Oh my gosh. We literally got rid of 3 books and only kept 1 this time. That's some huge progress, y'all. I'm gonna grab this book really quick. And I'm going to go off camera for a second, take a drink, and count how many pages are in this chapter, and we'll decide if we're going to sneak this one in. Okay, we are definitely going to sneak this one in. It's literally 4 pages, and it's more like IM messaging, it looks like. So this is called Come Out, Whatever You Are by Catherine Foxfield. I literally found this at Walmart, and I was like, that looks interesting, just the come out part. I didn't even see the whatever you are. But the girl looks suspicious and eerie. She's got, like, black makeup on her face, so I'm here for it. It's from the also by Catherine Foxfield is Good Girls Die First, and I've heard about that one. It's actually on my TBR, so kind of interesting. It says, welcome to the reality game show that will scare you to death. Have you got what it takes to last the night? On the reality show, It's Behind You, 5 contestants competing for prize money must survive the night in the dark and dangerous Umber Gorge Caves. Rumored to be haunted by the Puckered Maiden, a ghost who eats the hearts of her victims. But is it the malevolent spirit they should fear or each other? As the production crew ramps up the frights, tensions rise, and the secrets of the cast members start coming to light. Each of these teenagers has hidden motives for taking part in the show. Could one of them be murder? All right. This is from 2023, by the way. All right. Excerpt from the transcript of the T-1 day final interview with Lex Hazelton, contestant number 1 of 5. It's Behind You, Season 3, Episode 10, Umber Gorge Caves. Interview by Jackie Stone, producer of It's Behind You. Tell us why you volunteered to spend the night in a haunted cave, Lex. I don't believe in the supernatural, so it's a night in a cave and 10 grand at the end. But you must be aware Umber Gorge has quite some history. Strange disappearances, ghost sightings, the legend of the Puckered Maiden. The heart-eating ghost? Yeah, that's a good one. It doesn't scare you? Look, can I level with you, Jackie? We both know you've got a team of special effects nerds working behind the scenes. Actually, Lex, It's Behind You doesn't use tricks like other reality TV shows. Other than the challenges, everything you'll encounter in the caves will be real. My ass it will. I don't think you understand the purpose of this video. You want the viewers at home to root for you. No, I don't. Lex, the show has a format we have to adhere to, so if you want to take part, you need to play along. Fine, yeah, I'm puckering up in anticipation. Maybe try to be less. Never mind. Let's try again. We need a few sound bites we can splice in with the other contestants' videos. It's how we'll introduce you to the audience. You could tell the viewer why you're here, perhaps. Alright. My name's Lexan. Do I look at the camera or at you when I talk? Stare straight into the lens and pretend you're speaking to the people at home. Try to connect with them. Get their attention. Got it. Sound of a chair dragging as Lex moves closer to the camera. I'm here because I'm... Can I swear? No. But I can get my heart eaten on TV. You're okay with cannibalism? In this instance, yes. Good to know. I'm here because I'm puking bored. That's it. You're bored. I thought the show sounded like it might be an adventure, but this interview isn't filling me with much hope. Lex, this isn't working. Let's try a different angle. Sign of paper shuffling. Alright. What does your mom think about you being here? What does my mom have to do with anything? I'm just surprised she's okay with it, all things considered. All things? I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to manipulate me into breaking down or losing my temper, but it's not going to happen. We'll see how you feel when you're locked in the caves. I've filmed a lot of contestants who are confident they'll hold it together. They never do, and it makes for some brilliant television. Why do you think I picked you? Because no one watches your show anymore and you're desperate for contestants. It's a slight dip in ratings, that's all, and I am not desperate. You look desperate. Change of subject. What's your greatest fear? Bad hair days. Is the 10 grand prize in cash or check? Bank transfer. So you're not, I don't know, terrified of losing a loved one? You're not here because you want to know if there's more to this life than what we can see? No, just the money. Fine. Last question. Do you think you can win? What kind of a stupid question is that? Okay, this definitely sounds like it's going to be good. So definitely keep that. So that is everything I have for you. That was 5 books. We're getting rid of 3 and we're keeping 2. So yeah, I love that for us. And she's going to go. But anyways, it is 1 o'clock. It is 1 o'clock and I need to go get ready for work. I have to leave here in about 30 minutes. So I hope that you enjoy this video and I will see you guys in the next one. Hopefully we can knock out these other 7 books maybe tomorrow morning before I have to go to work again. I literally close all the way until my day off on Monday. So I'm closing all the way up until Sunday night. So bye!